Welcome back. We'll finally come up with a design for my front suspension. So started off with these rose joints, made those brackets. Everything in this whole thing is super heavy duty, but yeah, it doesn't need to be that strong. But anyway, got myself this ATV rack and pinion, which just fits in beautifully. I just had to lower it here because when you do this sort of thing, you need the pivot points to line up properly. Otherwise, you'll get like a bump steer happening when you go over bumps and things like that. Just adding this extra RHS as well. I don't need it to be any stronger than what it is, but this is just so I have a bit more height to get the drive chain from the front to the back when the bodywork finally goes on. So I did decide on a double wishbone setup. To do this properly, I had to add a bit more RHS to the front, as you can see there. And at this point the back is still where I left off in the last video. The top section there is to hold the coils and the suspension arms, and there's some brackets there to hold the rack and pinion as well. So I've made up the first wishbones at this point, just tacked them up, and the top and bottom do vary slightly given the angles of the hub, but just cutting the other side here, just, you know, obviously you need the left and right to be exactly the same, so just matching them up, giving them a bit of a grind, and then after this I just get on there with the hand file just to scallop them out so that the center bolt mounting fits in there properly. As I said, this just takes time. If you want to do it properly, and especially with TIG, it does need to be quite accurate, otherwise if you end up with big gaps everywhere it just comes out to be a bit of a mess. So tack these up, put it on here, you can see what it's going to look like. It's come up. I'm really happy with this. I think it's going to work really well. Still need to do the alignment and fine tuning in terms of steering, but overall it's looking pretty good. So just welding up the other side, made it identical obviously, with the distances out from the frame and the heights and the angles and all that sort of stuff. I won't really know how it performs until I finally get it on the grass or the road, but yeah, so far so good. Welding these up, and I also did decide to put front discs on each of the front wheels, so it's going to have two front discs and one on the rear. Should be plenty of braking power. There's the brackets, super strong. They're going to last forever, there's no doubt about that. And you can see down the middle there the brackets I made to hold the rack and pinion. So here it is, nearly finished. As I said, the wheel alignment needs to be done, but turned out awesome. You'll see a bit of an angle when I lift it up and down. Just after this, all I did was added a couple of shockers. I got the shockers out of a small motorbike, I think they were. The spring set is at 100 pounds per inch, or 50 kilograms per inch. I don't know if that's going to be strong enough or not, but time will tell. But it's a good starting point. Hopefully it's right. Yeah, so next thing we'll be getting the motor in and sorting out the first transfer shaft, and finally then getting the exhaust system set up. Anyway, a lot more to go, but stay tuned.